Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so the products I use are available on my website that is at the top of the screen, and it's linked below. My project today is a window box for Easter candy. This one has foil, chocolate foil eggs, but you could use it for whatever you like that you want to show off. I got this big bag from Walmart. No, actually Target. It was $11 for this. So I can make, I'm going to be making a whole bunch for my friend's shop. She also carries all my painted items, so she asked for some of these to sell for Easter. So I figured I would make her something like this. It measures 3 3/4 high by 2 by 2, and it opens like this. And inside are some grass and a bunch of eggs. And I used, now I got to look at the catalog yesterday, and there's a lot of cute stuff. I'm happy. There's a little bit of flowers, but as normal, but not an overwhelming amount. And it has a lot of really cute things, which I'm so happy for. But unfortunately, two of the punches I use a lot, the Delightful Tag Topper punch is retiring, and the Detail Trio punch is retiring, and the Snowman punch, and the Christmas Tree punch, and also the Essential Tag punch. But we're getting a lot of cute punches and very nice punches, and it's always hard to say goodbye to some things, but I'm happy to get new. Okay, so what we need for this project, all of the in colors from 2019 to 2021 are now retiring, so Magenta Madness is one of them. So this piece we need is 8.5 by 7 5/8. We need 4 pieces of the Abstract Beauty DSP. That is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. We need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, and 1 piece that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. We also need a window sheet that is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4, and all this will be on my blog that is linked below. Okay, from the layering circle dies, this is another piece of the Abstract Beauty DSP, and I cut it with the layering circle dies. This one is 1 1/8, and then out of Magenta Madness, the scallop that's a little bit bigger. All right, I also used, of course, the Friends of the Forest stamp set for the bunny. I used Playing with Patterns resin dots, which are retiring. The Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack is retiring, and this is the Just Jade gingham ribbon that is in that pack. Okay, I'm going to get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 8.5" side. And we're going to score at 1/2, 2 1/2, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. Then we're going to switch it to the 7 5/8 side, and we're going to score at 2, 4 1/2, and 6. All right. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish, and don't forget to put a comment on this video telling me that you're subscribed so that I can enter you into my 3,000 follower giveaway, which I will be giving away once I get 3,000 followers, hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so. And you can look at the video before this one. We'll have the list. I will show you in the beginning. Okay. Now, this is what we want to do. Okay. All right. So, we have the skinniest rectangle on the left-hand side. And what we're going to do is take off this bottom rectangle. So, we're going to cut it up to the first score line, and then just wedge above a little bit. Okay. We're going to keep this square nice, so we're going to cut that straight to the first score line, go to the other side of this square and cut it straight to the first score line, and then we're going to wedge the sides and take about a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Okay, we're going to keep this square nice and even, and then we're going to wedge the last one and take about a 1/2 inch off the bottom. That just helps it fit inside the box nicely. Okay, now we're going to turn it 180 so the skinny rectangle is on the right hand side. Okay, so what we're going to do for this one is we're going to start on the right hand side over here, and we're going to get rid of 1, 2 of these skinny pieces of the rectangle. Okay, so go over to the first score line and cut up to the second score line, and then wedge into that piece that's left right here. Okay, we're going to leave these 2 rectangles alone, and we're just going to cut to the second score line and just leave them straight. All right, now there's 6 rectangles here. We don't need these 3 that are at the bottom here. All right, so I'm just going to turn it so that what's left of the skinny rectangle is at the top. Go to the first score line here and cut 1, 2 to the third score line. Okay, and then we're going to turn it back just like that. All right, so we just took these 3 rectangles off. Okay, now this one, the one that's next to our flap here, I'm going to cut to the first score line, and then we're going to wedge this one. Okay. All right. This one we're going to leave alone, so we'll cut the side of that one straight, and then we're going to wedge this last one. Okay. And that's what your cardstock should look like after you've scored it and cut it. All right. Now what we have to do is cut our window out. All right, and we want to put 1 piece of the DSP. Now we're going to be putting it, here's the skinny rectangle and the flap. Skip that, skip the next one on the 3rd piece. Okay, it's the ones that weren't wedged. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here so we can cut our window out. But I want to put it on not with liquid glue because it squeezes out unless you wait until it's completely dry. So I'm going to put some Stampin Seal, but I'm really going to load it up because I want it to adhere all around once we cut it. So I'm going to put it in here, and this piece again is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. All right, and now I'm going to take this from the rectangle stitch dies. It's the one that's up here, and we're just going to center that in there and put some low-tack tape on it. And then I'm going to cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I cut the window out. I also I forgot to remind you in the beginning that on my website, when you go to shop, you can hit sales and specials, and in there is the last chance items. Those are the items that are retiring or on clearance, and some of the retiring items are on a discount. So if you'd like to go in there and check it out, that's available right now, and it is while supplies last. Okay, so now we have our window, and that's what it should look like after you cut the window out. Okay, before we put our box together, we need our piece of window sheet. And this piece is the same as the DSP pieces. It is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4, so we're going to flip it over. And we're going to put it on the inside like that. And we're going to use some glue dots. And I'm going to put 1 in each corner and then an extra one on the long sides in the middle. And I'm trying to get them right at the edge so that they don't show through. Okay. And I'm just going to flip it over and put it on there so that the glue dots are on the edges and not showing in the window. Okay, now we're going to get our tear and tape and put it on what's left of the skinny rectangle close to the score line. And then I'm going to take off the edge with my take your pick tool. I'm going to flip the whole thing over, flip the side with the tape, and then flip the other side to meet it. Okay, now this is our back. The part with the flap is our back. So what we're going to do is put the sides and the back in, and this is where we're going to put the rest of our tear and tape. And I'm going to put two, one at the edge and one in farther. You could also use liquid glue on this, but I don't like to have to wait. So if it's something that I don't think I can line up nice, then I will use liquid glue. But the square is pretty easy to line up. All right. Now for the piece of DSP. That is, I ran out, so I don't have that full amount, but it should be 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. Mine's 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, but it should be 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Delightful Tag Topper punch, and first I'm going to do the box. And you could do this before you put your box together, but it's long enough where you can do it when it's done. All right, so just line it up in the middle and take the top of the flap off. All right, and then we're going to do it for our piece. And this is small, so what I'm going to do is take a Post-it note, make sure it's straight on there, and then just do it to the edge. Just center it, because this isn't as long. Okay. And I will be sad when this retires next month. Okay. All right, and then we're going to take this and we're going to put it right on the, just kind of offset from the bottom, just so that it has about a 1/8 inch space with liquid glue. And it's okay that we're covering part of the hole. It's not a big deal. We'll get to that in a minute. And there is a little glue there though, so you might want to take that off of that. Okay, so that's the top, and then we're going to put on the rest of our, we need 3 more pieces that are 2 1/4 by 1 3/4 for the other 3 sides, and 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 1/4 for the 2 top parts. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do our closure. Now what I'm going to do for that is, now I used a Velcro dot underneath here to cover up the back, that's the hole. But you can just put a piece of, you can put one of these Playing with Patterns dots on the front to cover the hole, and then just cut a little circle of cardstock and put that over, because you can take the Just Jade gingham ribbon and put it through the whole part, and that will close it. Okay, if you just tie your bow right here, if you don't have Velcro dots, then you don't have to worry about it, putting them on, okay? But I'm going to put some on so they don't have to pull off the bow. Oops, I'm all over the place here. There we go. Okay, so these are 3/8 inch. I got mine, I think, on Amazon.com. And I'm going to put one of them right over that hole under the flap. And then put the other one with the adhesive out on top of there, okay? Then just make sure that your top is nice and even, and then just press that on well. Gently pull it off and really, really push it down. Okay. All right, now I'm only going to put my bow on this part, so I'm going to put it on and then close this, okay? And then I'm just going to tie a bow. And I'm just going to clip the ends. All right, now let's put, I got this grass from the dollar spot at Target. It's $1. Just going to pull out some. And I'm going to put it in the bottom because this is kind of big inside. It will fit a lot of eggs if you don't. And I do want some of the grass to show through the front, which I think is very cute. And then I put 10 eggs in here. Okay, we're going to close it. And I think that looks really cute, right? All right, now we're going to do a little stamping. So we need a piece of basic white. And from Friends of the Forest, I'm going to use the little bunny image and some Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm just going to put it right there. Great. Okay. Then I'm going to get just a few Stampin' blends. First, I'm going to use some light Flirty Flamingo for the inside of the ears and the tail. Then I'm just going to edge it with some light Smokey Slate. Just go around the whole inside edge. The ears I'll probably just leave. I'm just gonna put it there and not leave it. But for the rest of the body, I'm gonna use the color lifter to make it a little bit blended. But I'm not gonna do big circles because then it might smear it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to the edges and just do the edge just a little bit so that it's not such a stark line there. There we go. And that's it. He's really, really easy to color. All right, and then I just have to fussy cut him out. And if you don't want to fussy cut him, instead of using this Just Jade piece of Abstract Beauty, you can just cut the circle out of the basic white. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. Don't want it too much because this is small, it will squeeze out. I just put a little on and then I'm just kind of spread it as much as I can. So there's not really a big amount. I didn't get any right there. Okay. And then I'm going to take this 1 1/8 circle that is from the Abstract Beauty DSP, and I'm just going to put them right on there. And if you cut him out of the basic white, you're just going to lose a little tip of the ear. All right, and then I'm just going to put liquid glue on it to attach it to the Mango Madness scallop circle. Okay, and then I just need a dimensional. And I'm going to put this on the bottom right corner of the box. And you can always add a greeting onto the bow if you want, tie it on there. Okay, and then for the final touch, I'm using some Playing with Patterns. Oops. resin dots, which are retiring. Also these, the genial gems, are retiring also. I'm going to take the sticky side of my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put a large one, oops, onto the hole so that it gets rid of the rest of that sticky from the Velcro. And then I'm going to do a medium one. I should probably use the pointy end, but down here, and a small one here next to the bunny, and another small one up right there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's another cute Easter or spring thing. It doesn't say Happy Easter, so it could just be a spring project. If you have any questions, my email is below. And don't forget to check out the last chance products. There's some that are on sale, and there is a few clearance items still in there. And please leave a comment if you want to be entered into my giveaway. Tell me that you are subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.